that this is working. Want to make sure that y'all can hear my commentary. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do a live stream or just make a video about this. Alright, hold on a second, Before I do my intro, I just want to test it. Alright, it's on live. Alright, so, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to my live stream. Welcome back to Monday Night Raw Review. This is Jacob Cast 2024. We're going to talk about what happened on Monday Night Raw tonight. Now, this will be a 1 hour and 10 minute live stream. We will go through the matches. We'll go through the backstage segment. We'll talk about the news and rumors. This is the Fallout show coming out of WrestlePalooza that happened on Saturday. I just want to say my video is sponsored by PlayStation and my favorite podcasters and YouTubers like Solomonster, Fightful Pro Wrestling, JD from New York. Hit that like button, leave a comment, please subscribe to my channel, let me know in the comment section below. Enjoyed it, walked through, enjoyed it, let's play. More videos were made on the way on my YouTube channel. We will talk about WWE Monday Night Raw. These are the 5 matches on the show. We will go through all the matches here. So, hold on. Alright. Now we are going to go through all the matches here. I thought Monday Night Raw was kind of boring. It wasn't really that good. I know, I just felt boring. Now we are 3 weeks away from Crown Jewels, and as I said on Saturday on WrestlePalooza, they already announced the Crown Jewel championship, so we are going to get the champion versus champion with Tiffany Stratton and Stephanie Vaquero going at it, and Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins going at it at Crown Jewels. The build's been kind of lackluster and been kind of there. I can already tell the build to the show can be very boring. Now, what we saw on Monday Night Raw, kind of filler matches, kind of one-offs, really. There are some good matches here. Some matches that I really didn't care about. Yeah, so what we saw here, there was some backstage segment. We saw Rusev going after Dominic's IC title. Monday Night Raw opened up with Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins in the face-to-face to hype up their match. It's gonna be a 3-week build. I can already tell this feud might be boring as the other feud last year that were Cody Rhodes and Gunther. But both of you guys are champions on different shows. There's not much heat. There is a story because we've seen them in the ring before 3 years ago. Who's gonna win this match? Or maybe CM Punk might get involved and cost Seth Rollins the match, continuing their feud. Or we could get Drew McIntyre. We just won't know. I don't see Cody Rhodes being pinned. Now they gotta give me a pin here. There has to be a screwy finish. I don't see it clean. I'd be shocked if there is. The visionary big problem for Cody Rhodes. We had a backstage segment with the Usos. They class out backstage. Dominic sets up JD, Judgment Day. We have Stephanie Vaquero returns at Raw as the Women's World Champion. We'll see what she does with it. Right now she has no one to feud with. She's in this filler feud with Tiffany Stratton to win this Women's Crown Jewel Championship. So I guess we gotta wait till after Crown Jewel is over, and then we'll see who she's gonna feud with. Now we got this 6-man tag. Now Penta's not on this game, but as you Dragon Lee, but on Monday Night Raw we got Penta and the War Raiders team up with the New Day and Grayson Waller. This is a feud that we've been seeing for like 2 months now. Every week, whether it's one-on-one, tag team, or now a 6-man. Now Penta and the War Raiders won. The New Day are nothing but losers. Grayson Waller is a loser. I don't know why I'm with the New Day. But they lost again to Penta. Hopefully they can move on and do something else. Bayley versus Roxanne Perez. She's worse. Bayley's like a twin. She practically turned heel, I think. At first, you thought she was a babyface. that he might go after that hugger Bailey, but now she's the heel. Alright, what else? Bailey shoved Lyra Valkyria after defeating Roxanne Perez. Was he still that heel? We did get JD McDonough versus Rusev. Rusev beat JD. He had the accolade, made him pass out. Dominic Mysterio failed to help JD McDonough against Rusev. So they're still testing that they've been teasing for weeks now with Dominic and Finn Balor. Teasing a potential split, or they might screw him out of the title. We got Jey Uso defeating LA Knight after the Division brings chaos. That was a pretty good match that Jey Uso had with LA Knight. What else? The main event was Asuka and Rhea Ripley. Pretty good main event. Wasn't anything special. I'm pretty sure Asuka won. And then Asuka and Kairi Sane beat up Rhea. I think it was Rhea that won. And Asuka hit the mace. Practically turned heel, beat her up. Kairi Sane came out and helped. Then we saw Io Sky. Shockingly, Asuka turned on Io Sky. So Io Sky got jumped by Kairi and Asuka. The Kabuki Warriors are back. They beat up her and Rhea. So I guess we'll see what happens there. Hold on. I want to show y'all the podcasters. I'm going to let some of them in the super chat.
Roman Reigns that gets the family back together, and they set up Survivor Series. I'm hoping they got a compelling direction here for Survivor Series, and yeah, that would not shock me if we get the segment where Roman Reigns has to get everybody back together. All right, now we got our main event of the show, and yes, very similar to like when Bret Hart got Owen and Bulldog back on the same page. I could definitely see something like that. All right, so main event was Rhea Ripley versus Asuka, which was a pretty good match. They got a good amount of time for this one. Back and forth competitive match with these two. And Rhea did some of her big moves.
And so then I saw it and I was like, oh, that's I Love You. She's doing I Love You, honey. Like, I love you forever. This is like a 90s, like, I can't even, like, I don't know.
Anything goes. ESPN doesn't glance WrestlePalooza. Jimmy Kimmel is back wrestling. Alright, let's see what Sean wants to have to say.
Really good talent, and they're having good matches. Because sometimes you got to do that. Like, I think that is the right approach for her, and then afterwards she pushes down Lyra and says, you think you can touch me? You think you can touch me with that stupid ass outfit you got on? She had these big ass sneakers on. These big like platform ass sneakers.
Hold on. Did Triple H listen to the critics? Because Raw was better than WrestlePalooza. Yeah, boy, WrestlePalooza sucked. ESPN cooked WWE. WrestlePalooza got a C grade. Because the show was just a disappointment. It sucked. Only 5 matches. Okay. Alright. Now let's see what other podcasters I can find. Some other of my YouTube friends. Well, at least there were some storylines that were development, like the Judgment Day, even for the woman. We know that we got Seth and Cody. There was no John Cena. He's not advertised for any shows. He's not going to be on SmackDown. He's not going to be on Raw. He's advertised for Crown Jewels. There was no Brock Lesnar. I don't know when we're going to see Brock Lesnar again. Okay.
For Jey Uso has to.
We got Larice here who says to Asuka, it is, Santi, is that you primarily work from home, so you're in like this bubble protection of your house, and you go outside and your immune system is not that strong anymore. It's like weakened. So like one person sneezes 2 miles from you, and you're like, that's it, I'm done.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Like I don't know if like if I'm getting like a strep throat or a sore throat, or if it's like from screaming at the Chargers game. Either way, I'm gonna pop my dick, man. As in, I'm gonna pop some vitamin D.
Okay, so let me tell you, as a professional person who's gone to concerts and lost my voice, every time you lose your voice at some sort of event, it's followed by a cold. I don't know why, but it just happens that way. Every time I go see Taylor Swift and I lose my freaking mind, I will have a cold the following day. It's just like a thing.
What's your like favorite Taylor Swift song?
My
It
favorite.
doesn't matter. What's your
You
favorite
motherfucker
Taylor Swift
again?
song is? I just got to that story beat now so that we can build towards what I presumably will be a tag match at Crown Jewel and not wait until the go home episode to announce it. This should be announced for next episode and give us a solid 3 weeks of building this match. And if this is the first bullet fired to that feud at Crown Jewel, then so far as fans, we're eating with this feud. It's good.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling too, because there's a lot of little things that I've liked in this. For example, they had a backstage today where Rhea was telling Io, kind of pointing out all her red flags and trying to, talking a little bit of shit on backstage segments as they have done in the past. But since we're on the topic of Stephanie, she had an incredible match with Io. She had a great moment, won the title, and she's celebrating with her dad. She goes today, her dad is there with her, and she cuts a promo in Spanish and in English with Santi. You are a bilingual speaker. I'm a bilingual speaker. Can you imagine having to cut a promo in Spanish and English in front of all those people on national television after one of the most incredible moments of your entire life when you're not even 100% in the other language? The difficulty of that is honestly, it's a lot. It's very, very difficult from what I think.
Yeah, I can imagine that it's overwhelming. Like needing to switch between the two languages. I do it pretty naturally because I've spoken English for 20 plus years of my life, and I was born as a Spanish speaker. But like trying to put, like for example, my parents in that position, they're fumbling all over the damn place. And seeing Stephanie being able to do it so naturally and charismatically, while also getting the point across in both languages, because her English has gotten a lot better, made me happy. But more than anything, aside from the promos, because I do think obviously the promos are super important, especially for Stephanie Bacher. I think we can.
Alright, hold on. Now let me just go to the Mac card real quickly. Obviously, wait. Yeah. Yeah, Penta and the War Raiders won that match. Like I said, Bailey won that match. Now they don't have Rusev, so I use Otis. But Rusev won that match. Adama didn't help him. Jey Uso won this match. In a pretty good match. I think who won it? I think it was Asuka. Or was it Rhea? No, I think it was Rhea. Yeah, it was Rhea. Alright, now let's get back to my podcasters and my YouTubers. Want to make sure I get them back in the chat, and I will invite others.
Check it off. Okay, good promo. More than anything, rather, she just looked amazing with that title. Like it belongs on her. It looked so natural.
The outcome will be of that triple threat. Do you see Tiffany Stratton dropping the strap yet or not yet?
I can, if this injury thing that's like looming around the interwebs is real. I could see them taking the title off of her. Here's what I'll say. The ideal perfect universe, it is Stephanie versus Tiffany. I am willing to settle for Stephanie versus Jade, but I do not want Stephanie versus Nia. So I've got
Why?
like
Why not Nia?
because I already saw it last year with Nia Jax. Because she was in the Crown Jewel match, and we already have Cody Rhodes repeating in the Crown Jewel match, and Nia Jax. She's literally only there in the position that she's in at this moment because she's the default top heel of SmackDown. Because there's no one else. They have not been able to refill that vacuum left by Naomi when she left over to Monday Night Raw. We need to find somebody else that isn't named Nia Jax. Otherwise, we're just spinning our wheels. That's not a disrespect to Nia Jax. I don't want to give it to somebody just because it's the default only heel on the brand. I'd like to see more. And it's just.
Alright, now let's get into the news and rumor. Let's see. Buried by ESPN. ESPN buried. Even ESPN buried WWE WrestlePalooza, saying it didn't meet expectations. WrestlePalooza on ESPN undelivered and let many fans down, and rightfully so. But nobody believed their own partner ESPN rolled them under the bus Monday morning. Critics WrestlePalooza fell short and of expectation and grading it with a C rating. But what's even funnier is that the writers in question is an AEW diehard. LOL. Alright, now this is from JD from New York. He's gonna talk about the news and rumors about this. Yeah, it wasn't a good show on Saturday. AEW was a little bit better. Not perfect, but it was a little better than WrestlePalooza.
And here I thought, man, we'd get back to business and start the brand new week. 3 weeks to go before Crown Jewel, hoping for some better television going into Perth, Australia. A lot of drama today in the IWC. A lot of drama started by ESPN. ESPN is the new partner for WWE as it comes to their PLEs. And we wake up this morning from one of their writers and one of their sports analysts who covers MMA, boxing, and professional wrestling on ESPN, Andres Hale. We woke up to Andres giving WrestlePalooza a C grading, citing that it fell well below expectations. And social media is having a mental meltdown. But the kicker is, folks, if you go digging on his social media account, you will see that he has barely anything negative to say about AEW, but he wants to come out and blast WWE for what we all understand and know was a subpar WrestlePalooza that did not deliver the excitement and the surprises that we were promised by head of creative, Paul Levesque. It's a messy situation, folks, and if you didn't think I was going to cover this today, you got the wrong content creator. We're going to go over everything, read his full review of the review, and we're going to break down some news on creative that did not happen, that was already planned well in advance. Premium live events on ESPN Unlimited kicked off with WrestlePalooza from the Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis on Saturday. The 7th singles meeting between John Cena and Brock Lesnar started off the night, and it would be the Beast Incarnate who would dominate and pin his rival John Cena in stunning fashion. Yes, so stunning, man. So stunning that they basically did a redo in the most inferior way to what they did at SummerSlam in 2014. One of the things that I just can't stand is how everybody sounds so robotic and so fake and so AI when they write these articles, man. It almost sounds like none of them are written by humans. Stunning fashion? I don't look at it as stunning at all. A new women's world champion was crowned as Stephanie Vaquer defeated Io Sky in an excellent showdown. That's exactly what it was. It was an excellent showdown. We've seen better this year from the women, but it was an excellent showdown and probably the best match of the entire night at WrestlePalooza. The card also featured the return of former WWE Divas champion AJ Lee after a decade away from the ring. She joined her husband, CM Punk, in a mixed tag team match against World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins and his wife. The Women's Intercontinental Champion Becky Lynch, obviously was Seth Rollins' tag team partner. Undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes headlined the event.
It's like so many people going out there and supporting. It's not one of those names where there's like this huge wave of people being like, push this person. Yeah, I'm with you only because I still SmackDown they're gonna do Nia Jax, Jade Cargill, and
support her. I think that she's awesome. If for those that watch my YouTube videos regularly, like often enough, like I speak about how while you just try and throw something at the wall with Ivy Nile, because whenever Ivy Nile is in the ring, she's good. Like, she has good matches, she just doesn't get any.
No, she doesn't, and she has done a good job in the matches that we did see her in. I don't know what might be missing there that they don't at least put her in there to at least be a body to have some matches with these wrestlers. So, I mean, hey, you need people that the champions can defeat. That's not a bad spot to be in. I know everyone wants to be at the top, but sometimes you got to start somewhere. Being on TV, that's at least a win right there. Thank you, Oscar. We got PWS here with that. Santi, one question: 27-0 lead or Super Bowl 29?
Neither. Move on, Denise.
Oh, okay. Is this like something that hurts your feelings?
Sport. Yeah, they're trying to hurt my feelings.
Oh, damn. Did it work?
It did.
Thank you, PWS. We got Ledwin Bowden here, Al Boogie here, who says, I bought SummerSlam tickets from the parking lot right as the show started, and I got floor seats for $155. Bro, you did it from the parking lot? I would never trust that. Would you, Santi? Because I would.
Hell no. I think I'm getting...
Thank you, Ledwin. And hey, it worked out for you. I'm so glad to hear that. We got Anthony Giuliano here who says, I wanted to go to WrestleMania next year, but not paying those prices. So I'm going to do all the meet and greets and WrestleCon in Las Vegas. That's the thing. So last year, like I did a whole video on all these shit you can do WrestleMania week, Santi, without actually going to WrestleMania. There's so much, man. Alone, I remember at the Circa Hotel, which is where I stayed out, and Reg ended up taking...
Man, why did it take so long?
And people could literally be in the pool sipping martinis and bathing as they're watching WrestleMania on big ass screens. Like, it was crazy. Reg went and he was like, yo, that was a really cool experience. And a lot of people go, they're getting more popular, but there's all these watch parties, like literally every single restaurant. There's private rooms if you want to get a private room for you and your friends, and all of these different places, like all over Las Vegas, they were promoting, you can come watch WrestleMania here on this screen and get food here. If you pay for the ticket, you get free food, or you pay for the food, you get to watch the show for free. There are options out there of things that you can do. Thank you, Anthony. We got Matt Logan here who says, I received a free TWL membership last weekend. Thank you, Matt. Let's go. And he's also a DWO member now for 4 months. We got Anthony Giuliano here who says, Santi, you forgot Chelsea Green is a heel on SmackDown. We can push Chelsea and get Tiffany versus Chelsea. Would you be interested in that, Santi?
Oh, yeah. Like, I didn't say that there weren't other heels on SmackDown. I'm talking about heels in the main event that...
Different main event. Believe it or not, we have been inundated by main events with The Vision or the Usos or LA Knight week after week after week after week after week. And tonight, we had none of that in the main event. They actually gave us a main event with the ladies. The ladies, of course, being the ones who really saved the day at WrestlePalooza or Midpalooza or whatever you want to call it over the weekend. They helped make that show passable on Saturday. We had Rhea Ripley and Asuka, which they kept talking about how this is a WrestleMania caliber main event. It was actually a WrestleMania main event. I have no idea why they didn't draw any attention to that. They did actually have a WrestleMania match many years ago, but in WWE, it's as if it just never happened. But we had Rhea Ripley and Asuka one-on-one in the main event tonight, and it was an excellent match. They had a hell of a match until the finish. We had some goofiness at the finish, which you had to expect. Not surprised, given the story they're telling. But up until that point, they were having an excellent bout that Rhea Ripley won. And the key is what happened after the match when it was over, which was officially the heel turn of Asuka. Now, Asuka has been acting heelish now for weeks, but this was the official heel turn. And she misted Rhea Ripley in the face. And she got her good. Let me tell you, she got Rhea good, so much so that when Rhea Ripley was shown on camera there at the end of the show, take a look at this. This woman looked like a Smurf. That is how powerful the green mist of Asuka is. This woman looked like a Smurf when this show was over. But we're going to talk about all the shenanigans that happened with the women tonight, because this was a major turn here in this story that has been playing out over several weeks now, a few months, really. That is not to say that LA Knight was...
Hold on, let's see if I can find my other podcast friend, JD from New York. Oh, wait.
So I feel the need to update this list just to give you a sense of the kind of summer that LA Knight has had for himself as we head now into the fall. LA Knight against Seth Rollins. Keep track here. LA Knight and CM Punk against The Vision. LA Knight against Braun Breaker. LA Knight and Jey Uso against The Vision. LA Knight against Bronson Reed. LA Knight and Jimmy Uso against The Vision. And tonight, wait for it, we had LA Knight against Jey Uso. This is what LA Knight has been doing now for the last 7 weeks here on Monday Night Raw. That is what Raw has looked like for one LA Knight. Of those 7 matches, I should point out to you that he has won a grand total of 1. He took another loss tonight to Jey Uso.
Yeah.
1.
He's on
That
losing
is how
streak.
many wins this man has to his name. At least we know what the L stands for now in LA Knight. If we didn't know before, now we know.
It's loser.
So, we'll talk more about that. Seth Rollins was on this show. Cody Rhodes was on this show. They both happen to be the top champions right now in WWE.
Have an injury could be career ending, but I'm trying to find, like, I just see it from Wrestling News Co. I don't, like,
Show. Very odd that they barely even mentioned. I don't even know if did they really even get into at any point the fact that CM Punk and AJ Lee beat Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. I mean, I know they had like an opening video package, but hardly even mentioned. CM Punk and AJ Lee not on the show tonight, by the way. But their win was barely even mentioned. But the focus was more on Rollins and Cody because they are now set up for Crown Jewel. It's Crown Jewel season, and we're getting champion against champion in Perth next month. And so now these two are on a collision course, and they are rekindling their old rivalry from many years ago. And they actually opened the show, so that'll be the first thing we talk about here in a little bit. I enjoyed the show tonight. I did. I thought that it was a solid effort. You know, we got some good matches, again, an excellent main event, and they moved the key stories along that they had to move along. One person also who is not on the show tonight, not just CM Punk and AJ Lee, Roman Reigns obviously is gone for a few more weeks, although I do believe Roman Reigns is done filming next week. So the date that I had heard from PW Insider many weeks ago was September 26th. So I don't know if that means he's going to be back on the show next week, but Roman Reigns could be back on Raw as early as next week. So his Street Fighter filming should be wrapping.
Yeah, I heard he'll be back October 13. I think that's after Crown Jewels. Now we have to build Survivor Series. You know we're coming at War Games.
Imminently. None of these people were on the show tonight. John Cena was not on the show tonight. John Cena was very nearly squashed, right? It wasn't a total squash, but it was basically a debacle. On Saturday at WrestlePalooza, he got destroyed again by Brock Lesnar. Yes, you have not woken up in a time warp. It is 2025. Brock Lesnar destroyed John Cena. And, man, the things I could say about it. I mean, I had a lot to say already on the podcast about it. I just wanted to point out that
once Triple H went back, they took off the Doudrop name, went back to Piper Niven, but she's been in a comedic role for the most part with Chelsea Green, which has been cool, but I think she could be, for example, she could be somebody like Nia Jax that could...
What are you doing up there?
Oh, I'm just posting the number of visitors to the Homes.com network this month. It's become the go...
But he's putting it out there to do that. If you weren't absolutely sure that you were going to do John Cena against AJ Styles, Because I had all but given up on them doing the match. I mean, he's got, what, 3 matches left maybe, including his retirement match? And it just didn't seem like it was in the cards. The fact that he went not only on Twitter and said that, but on Instagram, where he doesn't write anything, but he just posts pictures, he posted something that would also lead you to believe that he was referring to AJ Styles. It was a picture of, like, something representing an A, something representing a J.
Wherever you may be, man, your boy ain't feeling too good right now. I was this close to canceling the stream tonight. I don't know what the fuck happened, man. I know I got not much sleep this weekend.
So I'm guessing there's 2 options here right now, 2 scenarios, Santi, and I wonder which one is more intriguing to you. Is it a Team Becky versus a Team AJ, or is it a Team Rhea or Io and all of those versus Team Asuka? You know, like that sort of thing. I'm not really sure what option there is, but I think both are presumably good options.
Yeah, I'm also expecting Stephanie to be part of that. I really think that Stephanie's not going to have a proper feud for that Women's World Championship until like December.
I'm worried about that. That's going to hurt her if they do that.
Because I think it's going to be feud for the crown jewel, and then immediately after that, I think she's going to be part of War Games, Team Io, Team Rhea. They've already set that up. She's got problems with Asuka. And then after that, it's the return of one person, Liv Morgan. It's perfectly timed, actually. It's perfectly timed.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we're probably going to expect now for the next couple of months. Thank you so much, Bob. We got Steven Martrulli here who says, who wins, Cody or Seth? Honestly, I mean, you can keep it going with Cody, but it might be Seth just so that he can finally get a win there.
I think Seth should win.
Yeah, I can see it. He needs one. All right, thank you, Steven. We got Anthony Giuliano here says, Denise, what did you think of ESPN slam WWE for the show? I think everybody's allowed their own opinion. I honestly could care less. When I saw people were really upset about it on Twitter, I thought, are you really upset about it though? Like, really? Really? And I also feel another thing, and this is totally opposite of that, but I'm like, of all weeks to be mad about something someone says or how someone feels. Not.
According to them, John Cena was going to win that match and beat Brock Lesnar.
Telling their son, listen, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
That's what they did at WrestlePalooza on Saturday, and the only conclusion that you could come to logically.
I'm a little off, or if I am a little off, or I'm not as energetic as I usually am, and I take a little bit more time to accentuate what I want to say, just know that I'm working with a 100...
Based on what they did, other than this must be building to him, you know, slaying the beast one last time and getting that big hurrah.
Honestly, that it's sad, but it's true. You know what match I really loved today, Santi? Like, had a genuine blast with it? The New Day and Grayson Waller versus the War Raiders and Penta. This match kicked ass, man. I didn't even realize how much fun this one was gonna be.
I don't know what to believe. I don't know what. Just because this stuff is out there doesn't mean that it's accurate. And don't forget, we're at a time now where WWE, I do feel, is putting out false information in certain instances that they know is going to get reported on, and leaking shit that isn't true to make certain people look bad. Is some of that going on here? I don't know. Now, on the one hand, if it's true, great, because I don't have any interest in seeing this run back again. But it just makes what they did on Saturday look even dumber. So there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of wild shit being reported. What's true and what's not, only time will tell. But yes, give me John Cena and AJ Styles. Stop teasing me and just give it to us. Please and thank you. This is your Raw on Netflix review. It is Monday, September 22nd, 2025. You know, September 22nd. You know, there's certain dates in wrestling history that stick out in my mind, and I'm almost positive September 22nd was the date in 1997 where Raw emanated for the very first... 10 out of 10.
new. And we got new guns that are old and have been in the game for 15 years already.
My network is going too slow.
Rusev versus JD McDonough. The biggest part of this story, Rusev defeated JD, tapped him out. But the big thing was that Dominic Mysterio had the chance to help JD McDonough, but didn't. He held back. And Finn Balor ran out there and helped him out afterwards once the match was already over. But he was pissed. He was pissed at Dominic Mysterio for not doing anything. And I mean, hey, finally this dissension, it has to happen at some point.
Is it possible that Dom might actually lose the title next week? Because it's got a championship match with Rusev. That, like, nobody comes out to help him.
Wait, it's Dominic versus Rusev next week, right? For Raw?
Next week. Yeah.
No, that would be such a bad call. No, I like Rusev, but right now it's not the time to have him be the one to drop the title to Dominic. Plus, Penta has said that he's coming for. He's already said both titles. He said the Mega Championship, he wants the Mega Championship, and he wants the Intercontinental Championship. He's made mentions of those on 2 separate shows.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody right, exactly. If anybody should be taking the title away from Dominic, it's Penta.
Oh, yeah. I'm with you. So what's the play here with Rusev then? What's the long play? Are we still just takes the L? Okay.
We'll move on. I don't find something else for him. I don't know.
Because I know we're all waiting for Ilya Dragunov, right? Like, does he factor in?
He's long overdue. He's been gone officially this month is a year. I went to go check today because I had forgotten how long it had been since he had been out. Tore his ACL in September of 2024. He was supposed to be out for 6 to 9 months. It's now a year. So I'm wondering if it's like he's still taking the time to recover or if now he's just waiting for his creative. There hasn't been any updates.
I mean, him and Rusev sounds like a match made in heaven, if you ask me.
Yeah. Alrighty, everyone. That is it for us here today. That was Monday Night Raw. Thank you so much to everybody who came out, hung out with us each and every single week to chat the Monday Night Raw. Santi, tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me.
Oh, wait. Pause. I know where they can find you. Mark you now for Adam Copeland on AEW TV. I was like, they would catch Santi as he was bowing down to Adam Copeland.
That is Canadian royalty. As a Canadian.
Technically a SmackDown star, Cody Rhodes, coming out tonight for a promo here on
Next for this. So Andres Hale gave WrestlePalooza a C, which is fair.
All right, here we go.
So today we seen this tweet going around, and everybody was, oh my God, I don't believe ESPN buried their own partner, blah, blah, blah. Some people came out in defense and said ESPN has been doing this for years now. Yeah, that's great and all. But nobody went to ESPN to go get their pro wrestling reviews or pro wrestling articles or read an analyst about what he had to say about WWE's PLE on Saturday. Don't bullshit me. Many people didn't even know that ESPN did the type of coverage that they did on their app and on their website as it pertains to WWE shows. So for the first time, people were seeing this and people were jumping all over it, and rightfully so. But how do you think Triple H is going to look at this when he's the one, he's the face, he's the flag bearer for the company, he's literally everywhere. Everywhere you look, Paul Levesque is there. How do you think he feels knowing that their own partner, ESPN, said that it failed to meet expectations? Which it did. Did he look at that and say, I need to do better? Probably not. Why would he need to do better? WWE sells out all their fucking weekly shows, all their PLEs. They're raking in the fucking money more times than they can fucking count. Selling these tickets. Have you seen the WrestleMania combo prices that are on sale right now? Have you looked at the WrestleMania suite packages? There's nobody that could afford this that is a normal human being that works a 9-to-5 middle-of-the-road job. I don't know how they're asking for people to pony up this money to watch subpar television. WrestlePalooza was subpar. But WWE doesn't care. Because you're going to be there. I'm going to be there every Monday. You're going to be there every Friday. And the people that willingly spend the money to sit in the venues to watch this slop, they will be there. You might have to fucking miss a couple of house payments to afford to go to a WWE show and possibly get foreclosed on, but as long as you could sit there and feel the moment from Paul Levesque. I said today in today's upload that when Vince McMahon was in charge, when Bruce Pritchard he's still there, which is mind-boggling to me. When Bruce was basically mini Vince and John Laurinaitis was there, and Vince was running with his crew, if things went bad, I had a feeling that we could get through to them and possibly make a change for the better. By using our voices, using our wallets to stop paying to attend these shows. To stop watching. Hit them where it hurts. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. Vince hated the fan base. Vince booked for Vince. Vince didn't book for us. Even though you hear through multiple interviews and outlets that Triple H has been cited saying, well, put yourself in the fan seat and book for that person and what they want to see. Motherfucker, you haven't done that all year. What are you talking about? You have moved so far away from that. It's not even funny. It's actually laughable that you could even say that. Vince booked for Vince, but there was a small sliver of a chance that we could get through to him and to that administration by voicing our opinion on social media. This administration with Triple H, Bruce Pritchard, Nick Khan, Michael Hayes, Ari Emanuel, Dwayne Johnson, Nick Khan, Mark Shapiro, they don't care. You are fighting a losing battle. They don't give a shit what you feel, what you have to say, because they know that what they're doing is creating a live event atmosphere that you very much want to be a part of. And as soon as you stop wanting to be there, that will be the only real indication that there could be some change in the future. I feel less optimistic with Triple H now in charge, which is funny, because we all looked at him as the fucking saving grace of this company, and this is the guy that's going to lead us to the promised land and give us the product that we so desperately wanted all those years. It hasn't worked out that way. And it's not going to work out that way. Because they don't care. Now, did Triple H listen to the criticisms? I don't know. If I was a betting man, I would say no. No. Maybe in some weird bizarro world, maybe they also realized, without actually listening or reading Andre Hale's article tonight on ESPN, maybe they also realized that WrestlePalooza fucking sucked. And they wanted to come out and genuinely put on a good show. But the one thing that's been missing going into WrestlePalooza, and the one thing that's been missing for several weeks, months, has been the focus on stories. It's the same thing every single week. It's LA Knight and Jey Uso. It's LA Knight and Jimmy Uso. It's LA Knight and the Usos versus Division. It's Braun Breaker versus Jey Uso. It's Braun Breaker versus LA Knight. It's Bronson Reed versus Jimmy Uso. I mean, I can't take it anymore. Tonight was the first night that we got a main event that did not consist of any of those names that I just mentioned. We got a main event of Asuka and Rhea Ripley, which set up Crown Jewel, where Rhea and Io will team up against Asuka and Kairi Sane. Now that's something I can get behind, And that's something that we've been predicting here for weeks now. And it's one of the better stories on WWE Raw. But they don't give a shit. Did he see the article? Did he read the article? Does this guy still have a job? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. What I do know is that he is pro AEW, so it did come off a little weird that you go to this guy's page and he's got all these negative things to say about WWE, and rightfully so, but there's not one negative thing to say about AEW. This guy actually put out there publicly stating that All In was a great build, and that the All In build was necessary television. All In was one of the worst builds. There you go, book Mercedes and Tony Storm. There you go. That's the build. So looking at his Twitter profile, it's very bizarre to take this guy credible because he's so pro AEW. But then obviously we got questions. I have questions. Was he paid off? Did he do something that he shouldn't have? Why? Did Triple H have enough time to understand what he was saying and understand the fan base on social media and why we were so disappointed? Was there enough time between, realistically, Sunday and Monday to flesh out what I thought was a very good show tonight? I actually enjoyed tonight's show more than I did WrestlePalooza. Because there was story. And the matches that took place were born from story. There was a reason why matches happened. Because we got backstage segments that directly affected what we saw in the ring. It is not that difficult. You know, if you sit down and understand the fan base and what they want, it is not difficult at all, and it should be a really easy fix on fixing the product. We just want our time on Monday and our time on Friday to be worth it. It is one of the most painful and lethargic things to sit there every Monday and a night like Saturday and every Friday and watch a television show, and me personally on Monday, Jesse as well, on Wednesday, sit there and watch and genuinely feel nothing. Nothing. That is the worst feeling in the fucking world. And what's more painfully upsetting is that you have people who are out there claiming that everything's great. I'm not feeling it, bro. Nothing is great. Nothing is great. Did Triple H listen to the criticisms? I don't know. All we can do collectively as a community is move forward into Crown Jewel and hope that the show is better than WrestlePalooza. Which right now, as far as the build is concerned, I think that what we're getting so far is much better than what we've already got with WrestlePalooza and everything that went into it. Lesnar wasn't on TV, Cena wasn't on TV together. They showed up on separate shows. The only time that Lesnar and Cena were in the ring together was when he F5'd John Cena after the Sami Zayn United States Open Challenge. Stephanie and Io, they weren't on TV together. Cody Rhodes was off for 4 weeks filming Street Fighter. You were basically left with the Usos and the Vision. And CM Punk, Seth Rollins, which, I mean, those two matches, the mixed tag team match especially, had some of the best television that WWE has had all summer as far as what has gone into those segments. And the AJ Lee return was great. But those segments can't carry a 2.5 hour program. You can't give us the same main event every single night. And don't get me started on SmackDown. SmackDown is just awful.
It's boring.
But I enjoyed Monday Night Raw more than I did WrestlePalooza because there was a lot more that went into tonight's show, and we got some great elements going into Crown Jewel. Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. They have a history that I very much like and very much am interested in. I think Cody brings out the best in Seth. I think Seth brings out the best in Cody. I think they are two fucking warriors who just absolutely know how to bring out captivating television when they are on screen together because they are basically cut from the same cloth. They both want to be the man. Seth, no matter what you think of Seth is the world champion. But I would be a betting man to say that Seth obviously has a chip on his shoulder in real life, knowing that Cody's the guy and he believes that he could also be the guy. And I think that makes for great television. We'll go over what they said tonight. I enjoyed that opening segment with Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. Rhea Ripley and Asuka. We finally got them in the ring one-on-one, and we got the build, the moment, where we now are looking at Perth, Australia, Crown Jewel, and that tag team match with Rhea and Io against Asuka and Kairi Sane. Rusev is going after the Intercontinental Championship. I don't know what happened to AJ Styles in his quest for the IC title, but Rusev is going after the IC title. We had a very, very fun, believe it or not, 6-man no DQ match with the New Day and Grayson Waller against Penta and the War Raiders. That was really, really fun. And the crowd was big time into it. And we got Bayley. Bayley's doing her thing, man. I'm really enjoying this split personality Bayley. She befriended Lyra again tonight after calling Lyra a stupid idiot last week, and then she basically called her a stupid idiot again tonight as she flipped the switch and went into psycho mode. And Stephanie Becerra got her own little segment, wholesome segment with Stephanie Becerra and her father, as she is the new WWE Women's World Champion. She looks at Crown Jewel and awaits the winner of a triple threat match on Friday Night SmackDown, where the only outcome is Tiffany Stratton. If Jade Cargill or Nia Jax win the championship, you're already giving Crown Jewel a thumbs down treatment. Nobody wants to see either of those women win and wrestle Stephanie Becerra. There's only one option, and that is Tiffany Stratton. We'll go over that, and we will go over the rest of Monday Night Raw, which I thought was a very good show. In fact, like I said multiple times already, I thought it was better than WrestlePalooza. So we will definitely get into this show tonight. I'm going to try and wrap things up in a more timely fashion. I just feel like I'm getting worse as the minutes go on here, so I apologize in advance. Which is great, man. Things work out in a very weird way. There was an announcement on social media tonight that we will not be having Tuesday Night Titans tomorrow. No TNT tomorrow night. There will be a TNT this week, but instead of Tuesday, it will be on Thursday. Thursday at 8 p.m. Which is great because I'm not really feeling all that well, and to sit here for a 4-hour podcast with the Solid Monster, not really something I am looking forward to. On most weeks, I'm very much looking forward to sitting down with him because it's my favorite time of the week. But the way that I feel right now, man, it actually works out better that we're not doing it tomorrow. So Thursday at 8:30, Tuesday Night Titans, or TNT, Thursday Night Titans this week, will take place. Jason's got family commitments, and he will be doing what he's got to do, and we'll see him on Thursday. Follow me on social media, at JD from NY206, Twitter.
We've been working on this coffee here for over 10 years, dialing in the tasting notes. So what do tasting notes mean?
Why it be that channel that suffers because WWE is doing terrible or AEW is doing terrible, because then that's not a viable channel. I need to be able to carry myself through those dark times, through these periods where things are not happening. Because if I'm only interesting when WrestleMania shows up, or around Royal Rumble season, or SummerSlam, is that really a good channel?
I have to come on board. I need a phone call. I ain't come on board.
I don't mind criticizing myself. You want to know why? Because I criticize others. Who the hell am I to come up here and criticize WWE and not want criticism? Vice versa. If WWE is going to criticize other promotions, is going to criticize other avenues of entertainment, they should be open to criticism too, because criticism lets you know where your blind spots are.
Well,
So, it's very important that we have that in wrestling. Honest journalism. Because if we just sit here and pretend that everything is great, everything is wonderful, everything is awesome, then we turn to Tony Khan, where nothing's great and nothing is awesome. Because if everything is great, nothing is. Something has to be bad, right? Listen,
Roxanne Perez. And Lyra was very hesitant, but she eventually relented and said, okay, I'll be in your corner. Big mistake. During the commercial break, Byron Saxton interviewed Paul Heyman up on the concourse, and he asked Heyman if his appearing with Brock Lesnar on Saturday at WrestlePalooza was an indication that they had reestablished their working relationship together. And of course, Heyman ignored him and instead opted to hype up the Rollins and Cody match. He said Cody's streak comes to an end at Crown Jewel. He knows a thing or two about conquering the streak. So this will be his next streak to conquer, which I believe they will. After this, the Raw general manager, Adam Pearce, pulled himself away from the bar and made his way back to the arena here for this next segment to introduce the brand new Women's World Champion, Stephanie Vaquer. After her show-stealing match on Saturday, the only real, truly redeemable thing about WrestlePalooza on Saturday, Stephanie Vaquer and Io Sky had an excellent match. And Stephanie is the new women's champion, and they pointed out she is the first South American-born Women's World Champion in WWE history. Stephanie, and this is a big spot for her, because how often do we see Stephanie Vaquer get mic time in the middle of the ring? Right? She's barely been on the show. Right? She talked this weekend, by the way, about she was very sick recently, and that was why we hadn't seen her on the show the last couple of weeks. Doesn't explain why we didn't see her for the entire month of August. That's a whole other story. But she's obviously feeling bad. She didn't look sick on Saturday. Didn't affect her performance, that's for sure. But this is a big opportunity for her now to actually cut a promo and address the crowd. And she's talked also recently about taking English classes weekly. She's working very hard on her English. So she talks about how this was her
I know what that moron thinks of me. He told Cody he wanted to know what Cody, thinks of Seth. Cody said it's complicated, and it shouldn't be complicated. You've certainly, in recent memory, made some questionable choices. He acknowledged Heyman at ringside, and he said, that is one of your questionable choices. Cody said Seth changed his life, though. He said that injury he suffered against him changed his career. He said Seth had the courage to wrestle.
America has always been defined by those bold enough to step into the unknown.
Suffered was that injury. He wouldn't know what he was capable of. He thanked Rollins for that. He says he helped him validate the Rhodes name and finally get the WWE Championship in his family. He says he just had his lovely wife on his podcast the other day, Becky. He says he knows it's wrestling one-on-one to stand out here and run him down before their match, but he said, what matters is, what do you think of you, Seth? He said Seth on any given night isn't just one of the best, but he can be the best of the best. Now you're stealing my gimmick, bro, okay? The official theme song for Crown Jewel should be Best of the Best of the Best by Stryker. Maybe a video package of sorts with that theme over it. For these two guys, that would be great. They're playing in Brooklyn, by the way, on Thursday. I will not be able to make it because I will be sharing my Thursday with you guys on Tuesday Night Titans. He asks, why is he hiding behind these goons at ringside? And Heyman is yelling, saying, I'm a goon? I'm a goon? Another gimmick in front. I used to call people goons. That used to be my thing. Goon City. OG JD from NY fans know about Goon City. He says he wouldn't sling mud with him He says they have their match, and another Crown Jewel ring is on the line. He asks what he can do for him right now. Seth says he wants to talk about the match, but first I want to talk about the wrist watch that you gave me. The watch on my wrist, the Rolex that you gave me at WrestleMania. And he held it up. He said, that's the watch Cody gave him at WrestleMania 40. He says he hasn't worn it one time since then until tonight, which is another great throwback. He says he needs to know if it was a real gift or a token gesture. Is Rollins now insinuating that Cody Rhodes bought this watch in Chinatown and that it's a replica Rolex? I don't see Cody buying replica Rolexes from some shady character on the street in New York City. He said Cody is fantastic about saying all the right things about him and heaping praise on him when it suits him, because in his next breath he undermines every single thing he stands for. He says he goes on interviews and says with a straight face that he's the right person to lead the industry into the future. Seth said either Cody doesn't think he's good enough or he doesn't think he's as good as him. So I like this because I do feel genuinely that Rollins feels this way legit, real. He said Breakker and Reed aren't goons. He said the Vision isn't just a group of people. It's an idea of what the future of the industry looks like. He says he's the tip of that spear, not Cody. He says Cody can be the quarterback, but you will be my quarterback. He says if he doesn't agree with that, it doesn't matter. He said in 3 weeks at Crown Jewel, the truth will come out by any means necessary. I am the creator. I am the prime mover. Cody, this is not a two-man show. I am the alpha, he tells Cody. Cody says he has 2 questions for him, and Cody was visibly angry at this point. In the 3 matches that they've had, they were all one-on-one. He asks if that would be the case at Crown Jewel. That's a very good question. That is a very good question. I don't think that it will be one-on-one. I think there'll be some shenanigans there at Crown Jewel. He also asked Seth, how many of those 3 matches has he won? 0. He then walked away as fans oohed and awed, and Seth was very angry because he knows he doesn't own a victory over Cody Rhodes since that WrestleMania match at WrestleMania 38. Fans chanted, Cody, Cody. He walks out of the ring. He walked into the aisleway. And Rollins from the ring was telling Breakker and Reed, move out of the way, let him walk. And no attack here on Cody Rhodes. They held their ground first and then stepped aside and let Cody carefully pass by them as the segment came to a close. This was good stuff. This was good stuff. Cody is so on when he wants to be on. And Seth Rollins, when he is serious, he's fucking great. He really is. Like, this is the Seth we need with CM Punk. A lot of what we got lately has been kind of hokey and very comedic, and it's like lighthearted, which I get, and I'm completely understanding that. Both of those guys are probably really geeked and really excited to work with their wives in that type of capacity, especially Punk. So you can't really blame him for that. They wanted to have fun, and what they did, it really did show that they were all having fun. But they need to get down to serious business. Like what you heard from here and this promo, what you heard from Rollins, this is the Rollins we need, period.
Now.
This is the Rollins we need with Cody. This is the Rollins we need with Punk. This is the Rollins we need going into War Games. This was excellent stuff. They acknowledged their history. They brought up the fact that he had this date circled ever since SummerSlam. Cody brought up the matches and how he hasn't won. This is going to be a great match that will have direct implications on War Games. Cody will be a part of War Games. Cody will be there alongside John Cena and Roman Reigns and CM Punk. You're basically getting the Super Avengers.
Thank God
against
that the trial was over.
McIntyre, Lesnar. That's exactly where we're going. I said this on Saturday. Get into it, get excited. That's where I see this is all going. And if that's the case, that may be the best War Games match that WWE's put on since they adopted the gimmick for their Survivor Series shows. Backstage, Jimmy Uso walked up to Jey Uso. He says it's trash that they lost to Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Said he went to GM Adam Pearce to get a rematch, but Pearce told him that Jey already made a match against LA Knight tonight, one-on-one. He asked if that was a good idea. Jey said, listen, we wouldn't have lost to the Bronze if it weren't for LA Knight. He criticized Jimmy for teaming with Knight last week. Jimmy asked if he was blaming him. Jey said no, but he is just focused on LA Knight right now. You know, I was pretty confident that LA Knight was the one turning heel, man. They're really doing a great job of portraying Jey Uso in this darker manner and this darker demeanor, where he's very selfish and basically what Jimmy said a couple of weeks ago, you're starting to act like Roman, but I don't really see an Ulafala around your neck, so what are you doing? I don't know if WWE has the balls to turn Jey Uso heel. I don't. I don't think that's the right move. I think the Usos getting their hard edge back, or Jey Uso getting his hard edge back is the way to go. But turning him 100% heel, I just can't see them doing that. And I know there was a segment tonight with Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes, and Jey Uso looked to be looking at the WWE Championship. Now, I don't know for sure if he was looking or if he was just looking down because he didn't want to hear what Cody had to say, because he said it vehemently that there's nothing wrong and he didn't really want Cody there. But I just can't see them turning Jey Uso heel right now. The New Day. Yeah, they don't want to stop the eating. WWE, stop the eating, bro? Give me a break. Come on. The New Day and Grayson Waller against the War Raiders and Penta. This was a very good match. I enjoyed this a lot. And I have been very critical of the fact that, again, every single week we've gotten a mix of Penta versus Kofi Kingston, Penta versus Xavier Woods, Penta versus Grayson Waller. The New Day versus the War Raiders, which has been a thing since WrestleMania. Do you believe that these two teams have been feuding since WrestleMania? And then you wonder why people criticize the show. It's time to move on. But then you look at the Monday Night Raw Tag Team division, and there are no other teams. The Judgment Day have the tag team titles, and they haven't defended them because there are no other teams.
Yeah.
This was very good. It went 10 minutes. They brawled right upon entering the ring. The bell rang 33 minutes into the show. This was the first dose of wrestling action here on Monday Night Raw. Xavier beat up on Penta on a table at ringside.
I might well just end the video. Until that time, hit that like button, leave a comment. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. I think I'll be back with more. I actually want to end this and move on. Wait, I made this long enough. I don't make it too long. But, yeah. I'll see y'all later. Until next time, Jacob Cat 2020.